I would always ask every time I saw them after we first started the program was, what's your favorite part about it? And hands down, everybody loved the collection side of it because it's automated and they don't have as many phone calls that they have to make. They still are required to call, but not as often as they were. They get a much better response from the text messages and the emails, taking advantage of today's technology. And people just don't want to talk to a lot of people on the phone, especially if it's about an amount that they, a bill that they owe.
And we are also using the pay by phone features, which is great. We were not a big fan of taking payments over the phone, but now having a portal to actually do that, it's just an added convenience to our overall customer experience.
To sit and call, at the 4th of the month, if we have a 1,000-unit property, we could potentially still have several hundred people that haven't paid, on the 4th. That takes a lot of time, as well as it ties up our line for people who do know that their rent is due and is trying to call in and make payments.
A couple payments itself that you would normally not got, and already it pays for itself at the particular location. So it definitely pays for itself. And then, being able to automate it, the time-wise of it, if a manager was gonna text 60 people, the sheer fact of physically having to go through the process of doing it, plus it's tedious. I would think that the managers would stop doing it after a certain period of time because it just takes too long to do. So they have the best intentions. They may have a list that's out there, I'm gonna call these 30 people today on it, and they get through 10. Well, I know that the other 20 are still gonna get hit. I still want them to get touched maybe later on, but those people didn't get completely skipped and they didn't fall through cracks. We're at a day and age these days where everyone's on their phone. People are responding more to text messages. Sometimes people just don't want to talk to somebody. There's just people in the world who don't like interaction. And if they see something on their phone and if I can get one extra person to pay me because they got a text message, then I'm okay with that. That helps out quite a bit.
The collection module, it drives revenue because it collects revenue before they end up going for auction. We'd much rather collect it than having it go for auction.
Oh, it's got to be saving them hours and hours a week because back in the bad old days, you'd have to go through your ledger and find out who's late and call them. And it was a painful, long process to take care of your collections. Now it takes care of itself. And it was also a painful process for the customer to try to make a payment because the store manager wasn't always available, and if someone wasn't using the call center, they might not be able to get through it. It was just painful to make a payment. Now the customers have 5 different ways they can pay, and it's super easy for them to stay caught up.